Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today's video is on fragrances that have had to grow on me. So I've had plenty of times in the past where I've smelt a fragrance or blind purchased a fragrance and it ended up not being something I really enjoyed. And in many cases, I've sold or given away those fragrances or even returned them only to regret my decision later on. And some of the fragrances that I have held on to have turned out to be some of my favorite all-time fragrances. I think sometimes our tastes can change, and I also think that that's kind of the danger with blind buying, is that you are just going off of somebody else's description versus forming your own kind of idea in the store, which is the ideal situation. If you guys have had this happen to yourself where you've purchased a fragrance and not really liked it, but then later on it ended up being one of your favorites, I'd be really interested to know down below what fragrances those were for you. And if you enjoy this content, please make sure to like and subscribe. And without too much further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay, so starting off with the first fragrance that had to grow on me, this is Mon Guerlain from Guerlain. Now, this one I had originally purchased about 2 years ago on Amazon, I believe, based on the recommendation of Jeremy Fragrance. So he has, I think he's pretty popular for recommending this fragrance. He always describes this fragrance as being like the perfect wife fragrance. And just the way he described this made me want to run out and buy it. And when I initially first purchased this, I think a couple of things. Number one, I hadn't really diversified my perfume appreciation at that point, and this is a little bit more of a unique fragrance because of that lavender that's in here. So this one kind of just caught me off guard, and it wasn't the sweet, typical fragrance that I was expecting it to be, especially based on a sexy fragrances video for women. I think I was just expecting something else, and something in it just kind of caught me off guard. I think there's licorice in this, also that lavender. Something in here just didn't sit very well with me. And I think I sprayed it once or twice and ended up selling it almost immediately. I was really disappointed. This was about 2 years ago. Fast forward to the future, I had to go back and revisit it because I have since really diversified my perfume collection. The second time coming back to approach this fragrance, I absolutely fell in love with it, like head over heels in love with it. It is one of my absolute favorite fragrances. So if you guys have not smelled this fragrance, this is a very nice lavender vanilla fragrance for women. It's very sensual. You can get away with it, I think, for everyday wear, but to me, it's best for the evening. It's best for dates, best for the fall and the winter. Not something I would wear on a super, super hot day by any means, but I do find this to be very sensual and very soft and very feminine and beautiful. This one has made it onto my top 10 for life. This is one that I think I will always repurchase. And like I said, it's one that 2 years ago I started off really, really disliking. So another example of why it's important to give fragrances a chance and come back and visit them if you have previously disliked them. So the first one is Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum. The second one, and this is another very popular one, is Alien from Mugler. Now, when I first smelled this fragrance, it was from a tester that I had received from a local drugstore, which here in Canada, we get a lot of our fragrances from a store called Shoppers Drug Mart. They are a drugstore, but they also have high-end makeup and really good fragrances as well. So I had sprayed this on my skin and I was so perturbed by this fragrance. I thought it was absolutely disgusting. It just smelled like strong, strange, bad soap. Really strong and really offensive, and I really, really did not like it, to the point that I actually went and immediately washed my skin. I actually had to get it off of myself. That's how badly I disliked this fragrance. Fast forward to about 2 weeks after that, I had a little travel size here, and I thought, you know what, people keep saying this is so good for dates, people like it, men like it, it's so sexy, it's so this, it's so that. I was like, I'm just going to wear it and see how it goes. So rather than spray it close to my face, like on my neck or anything like that, I kind of sprayed all over my torso and just the dress that I was wearing, and I thought, I'm gonna give it a chance. By the end of the night, you guys, I had such an appreciation for this fragrance. I loved how I smelt in it. I liked the response that I got from the person I was with. This actually ended up going over very well, and ever since then, I kind of associate this with being like a sensual evening date fragrance. That's kind of the memory that is just locked into place with this fragrance, and now this is one that I go to all the time. It's one of my favorite evening, sexy, sensual, nighttime fragrances, and I just absolutely love it. I'm just gonna smell it again here. Oh, I love this fragrance so much, you guys. It's one of my favorite. I honestly can't believe that I almost just threw it away and didn't want it ever again. Like, if you have tried Alien before and did not like it, maybe you're one of those people that will always hate it, but if not, if it's been a while, go back and give it another chance, spray it on yourself and wear it and see what you think. So the third one is Marc Jacobs Decadence. Now this one, when I had smelt it a couple of years ago in the store, I remember thinking that it was very good, but I thought it was very deep and very heavy and a little heady and just not the vibe that I was going for at the time. But back in those days, I only had 1 or 2 fragrances max, so this wouldn't have been like an every situation, everyday signature scent. This definitely is a unique fragrance that has a time and a place. So that could have been why I kind of wasn't really interested in buying it initially. And then even when I bought this probably about a month ago, and even after purchasing it, after trying it and smelling it in the store and having it here at home, I still kind of was put off by it. I thought it was too sweet. It reminded me of Mugler's Aura, which as of yet I have not decided to like Aura. I think that might change in the future. I'm gonna go back and smell it again, but this one really just had like a bubblegum green salad weird kind of a vibe for me, and I did not like it. However, again, I gave it a chance. I wore it on myself, and by the end of the night wearing it, I was so in love with this fragrance, and this is one of my absolute favorite now. It's one of those ones that addicts you. I keep coming back and I keep smelling the atomizer, and it intoxicates me, honestly. It smells so good. It's so sweet, so sensual, lasts forever. This fragrance is known for having excellent performance. So if you like a sweet, amber, kind of a green, woody, sensual fragrance, this is the one. This lasts you forever. I think it's totally worth the hype. A lot of people have it, and this was one that definitely had to grow on me. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's so sweet and so amber and so sensual, and it's just absolutely delicious. This is one I haven't been wearing a lot of because of the hot weather we've been having, but this one would be perfect for the evening, especially in the fall. Absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait. I'm so grateful to live in Canada because we actually have a lot of cold weather, so you can wear a lot of these super sweet, heavy, gourmand fragrances. Okay, so the fourth fragrance that has had to grow on me is Delina. This one, I don't have to say, it goes without saying, it has huge popularity all over social media. I would say this is probably one of the trendiest, most talked about women's fragrances on the market today. Also highly coveted. It feels like every woman wants this perfume. When I first saw somebody talking about this perfume, I believe it was Demi Rawling, and judging by the way she described it, as well as the color of the bottle and just the way the bottle looks, I think I was expecting it to be a very creamy rose fragrance, like a very creamy, sweet rose fragrance. And this is not creamy and sweet. This is very tart, very fruity, very incensey. It's got some woody notes in there as well. It's definitely kind of a bright, crisp rose fragrance. When I first got it, I had got it in a sample form, and my first thought when I sprayed it was that it was nice, but it wasn't what I was expecting it to be. And I think just that misalignment of what I was thinking it would be, and especially all the hype. There was so much hype all over social media. I think I just expected this to be like a mountain, and when I got it, it was more like a really nice hill, if that makes any sense. And I was just really perturbed. I thought for the price and for how much people were hyping it up, I was expecting it to be so much more. This perfume has grown on me so much. I'm really, really thankful that I have it and that I gave it a chance and that I keep coming back to it, because this is such a beautiful, unique rose fragrance. I've never smelled anything quite like it before. It has such good longevity. The bottle is beautiful. People will compliment you when you wear this. It's just become one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. That's, I guess, the simplest way to put it. It has become one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. I don't wear it a whole lot because I do feel like it's a little bit of a special occasion perfume. Even though it's very easy, this is something you could wear every day, springtime, summertime, very, very easy to wear. But I still, part of me saves it for if I'm going out for dinner during the day with my significant other or something, and I just want to smell special and I'm wearing something a little bit special. It's just so beautiful. It's just so unique. I have nothing else like it. The bottle is gorgeous. The craftsmanship is beautiful. The quality that you get with Perfumes de Marly is top of the line. Like, I don't think you can get much better quality. So yes, this has actually become a possible lifer for me. So this is Delina from Perfumes de Marly. Our next one that had to grow on me is First Kiss exclusive from Laird. So this one I think is actually love at first sniff for a lot of people. I think the reason I didn't like this very much when I first got it was because I had gotten a sample set from Laird. When I first smelt this in a sample, it gave me such a headache. It was very strong. I don't know, it was almost like it was too potent, if that makes any sense. There was something in it that just really put me off. Too heady, too deep, too thick. I just really did not care for it. However, I let that sample kind of sit and ruminate in my drawer for a while, and when I came back and revisited it about a month later, I fell in love with it. It was like smelling it again for the first time. It smelled like a completely different fragrance. It was the same fragrance, but it was not so sharp. It was like the edges had been smoothed out, and all of a sudden it was like this gorgeous, creamy, woody, tart, sweet fragrance. If you guys don't know, First Kiss Exclusive is supposed to be a dupe for Delina Exclusive, which I have smelt. This is very, very similar. This is, I would say, 99% similar. It smells pretty much exactly the same to me. All I know is I love this fragrance. And at this point in time, I do not feel the urge to go out and buy Delina Exclusive because I feel like I have a good enough dupe here, and I'm absolutely in love with this fragrance. Also, the layered fragrances last forever. They project like crazy. This is one of my longest lasting perfumes in my entire collection, and that is like 40 or 50 bottles of perfume. This one performs among the top 5 to 10 bottles for sure. It's beautiful, it's sweet, it's sexy, it's feminine. It's just absolutely gorgeous. If you guys have not checked out the layered fragrances, I really recommend them. I also really like the caps on them. I like the little wooden caps, and I like the simplistic label as well. But this is one, again, one of my favorites, probably top 10 for life. And I didn't like it initially, and I don't know, it's bizarre how that happens, but yes, I definitely recommend First Kiss Exclusive from Layered. Okay, and the last one that had to grow on me is in this absolutely stunning gold bottle, and this is from a Middle Eastern fragrance company called Swiss Arabian. They're very popular. They have a lot of other really, really nice fragrances as well, I guess. But this is called Shagaf Oud. This is a oud, rose, saffron, praline fragrance. This is supposed to be a dupe for Lancome Oud Bouquet. I have Oud Bouquet as well, just a 10 ml travel size, and yes, this is pretty much exactly the same. It is a very, very, very close dupe. The only difference, I would say this one might be a touch more pungent, kind of stronger in like the oud and the saffron, which is like the spiciness of it, whereas Oud Bouquet is a little bit smoother, like a touch smoother, but pretty much on skin side by side, two different hands, two different wrists, you cannot tell the difference between this and Oud Bouquet. Excellent deal if that's something you've been interested in. Again, I'm really glad that I didn't blind purchase Oud Bouquet because it's quite pricey, and this one is perfect for me. I don't feel the need to buy Oud Bouquet. So when I first got Shagaf Oud, first of all, if you've ever smelled this, you know that this is a very strong oud fragrance. It's very, very strong. This is what people will refer to as beast mode. Projects like crazy, huge trail like scent trail, and lasts forever on your skin. This is so strong, in fact, that when I first got it, I actually found it very headache inducing. I found it too strong. I found it leaning a little bit masculine. Even one spray was enough for me to be like, whoa, this is too strong for me. So if you can imagine, like there's some fragrances I have that I spray 10, 11 times. I'm not even kidding. This one, 1 or 2 sprays is really all you need, as long as you spray from a distance and not too close to your face, because this is strong stuff, and it really, really took some getting used to, so much so that I actually gave this away fairly quickly after buying it, and then right away I realized I'd made a mistake and I wanted it back because it is such a unique fragrance and it's so intoxicating and it's so special. I keep having to take breaks to put this down because it's actually very heavy. But yes, this is one that I feel will probably stay in my collection for a very long time. I don't think I'll have to repurchase it anytime soon because this bottle is going to last me forever. It's huge and you don't need much. So this is also very affordable. I will try to link all of these fragrances down below for you guys, although from what I understand, this one is kind of difficult to find. I think I got this one from Canadian Amazon like 2 or 3 months ago, and then it has since sold out, but it is still available. You just have to kind of hunt for it. Highly, highly recommend it. This one would be great for the fall and winter. It's a very good special occasion evening perfume when you're going to be in a large area and not in too close of proximity to a lot of other people, because it is very strong and heady and could definitely choke some people out if you were not careful. This is the last one on my list that has had to grow on me, and now I love it so much, and it's one of my favorites. So this is Shagaf Oud from Swiss Arabian. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Head on over and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, because I do share a lot of things on there that I don't share on YouTube, and I will see you guys all next time.